mirror because one time, you probably met him maybe once or twice. His name is Mitch, but I was doing a. So with that you can clip it. One second, bro. You still, you good, you good. So I was doing an interview. Oh yeah, my bad. So you can clip it here. If you had your head, you can clip it anywhere. I just recommend people to clip it where it's closer to their mouth so they can hear people talk.
All right, I'll do it right here.
I got you.
Actually, let me.
One interview I did, he was a returning guest, right? And the
Yeah.
first interview I did with him, it was like come on, you. It was 30 minutes long, right? There we go. So he dropped some jewels on the returning guest as a returning guest, and it was an hour. It only caught 12 minutes of. I said, Unc, I'm so sorry. So I'm so traumatized, right? Like when I do interviews, you see me. So it's not me being funny, but I'm making sure the camera's still going. But other than that, this is how I always start my intros. I don't let me grab my phone. What people see is what they get. What I've learned about YouTube or anything, people like generic, real.
Yeah.
So if you want to cuss, I ain't monetized yet, so cuss all you want. Just be respectful, cause you
Oh
know.
yeah,
But how I typically started. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for allowing me to have a sit down with you, so you can look at me whole time. You can look at the camera, whatever makes you comfortable. So this is my overall intent. Regardless if you're a power lifter, bodybuilder, strongman, Olympic lifter, got to bring a runner on here, but fitness influencer. If you invoke or spark something positive in this community, especially around Fayetteville, North Carolina in general, I want to have a sit down with you.
Yeah.
And like I said, one-on-one, your coach spoke very, very highly of you. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna interview this guy. Other than that, let me stop yapping. I typically set the clock. When I do that, when it goes off, I ask, hey, can we keep going? If there's any jewels or anything you want to still discuss, we'll keep it going. But other than that, please introduce yourself. And again, everything is about flowing energy. Like I said, I don't got no paper or anything. So just introduce yourself and I'll go from there and we'll make some great content.
So, my name is Vonn Mitchell. Y'all can call me Vonn or Vonnie. Either or, it don't matter. I am 24 years old. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, born and raised here, where they say the 2-6. Also, I started powerlifting when I was in September, but I've been an athlete basically since like the 5th grade. So
Okay.
I guess that's basically like what started everything for me, just running track in the 5th grade.
Oh, so we do got a runner on here. Okay, let's say. So I already know where to start. So you said running track in the 5th grade. So like out of all of, bring it back, bring it full circle. So why track out of football, basketball, or like whatever, like why track out of curiosity?
Well, funny story. I guess I was influenced by Usain Bolt.
Okay.
Definitely, I was influenced by Usain Bolt, definitely. Okay. So 2008, Beijing, that was the Olympics. That's when he broke all the records, the 100, 200, and that's when Jamaica had that monster 4x1. Him, Johan Blank, Asafa Powell, and I keep forgetting the other dude's name. But those three alone, they was just killing it. And that's when Jamaica was just like unstoppable for years. So that's when he just broke the record in the 100 and the 200, and I was just like, dude, that looked fun. So that
Rhetorical question because you hit on him being Jamaican.
Yeah.
Hey, respect, bro. Continue.
That's just like what propelled me into wanting to do track. And then just after that, I just fell in love with it because of my coaches from middle school, because I went to Nick Gerald's. That's like on Ramsey Street. So
Oh Lord, no, I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
that's just what propelled me into my love for track and everything. So I started football in high school because I always wanted to play football. Always wanted to.
What position you play, brother?
I did corner, safety, and linebacker.
Say look, linebacker.
Well, they had me as like,
No, I'm just saying
Like the
you
road.
got a good build. No, Diddy. You got a good build. So for your frame, you could take a
oh,
hit.
I love hitting. That's the thing about me. You can ask any of my teammates, I love hitting.
Four tough. All right, say less.
I love dishing out pain. I love dishing out pain on the field.
Y'all see this? All right. But anyway, continue, brother. I apologize.
No, you're good. That's the thing. It was just like when I first got introduced to football, I was just like, oh, you can hit people, you can't go to jail for it. I was like, oh, sign me up, say less.
Okay.
I was like, sign me up. So they put me on defense. I started out at corner, and then they started playing me at safety a little bit. So then, like around my senior year, really, they was like, we started playing in a package where they would put the fastest guys at outside linebacker, and they'll just send us They'll just send us like a bunch of hounds, and we'll just go get the quarterback or whoever's in the backfield with the ball. They'll just send us, and that's like when I was playing linebacker, that was my role. But mostly, it was really corner and safety. I love corner though. I love being the shutdown corner.
If you allow me to speak on your track and your football, so, and again, I promise you I'm bringing it all full circle.
Oh, yeah.
It's just regular conversation between two people. Don't see it as an interview. Try not to. But anyway, your training regime in track versus your training regime in football, which one I guess was harder or more demanding between the two?
If I had to be honest, track.
Track? Okay, how so?
So basically, track is more so. So I was a sprinter, but I was also a hurdler. Hurdling was my main event. The 110 hurdles, the 300 hurdles, that was my main event. So really, you would train for speed, but you was also training for speed endurance.
Okay.
So basically, speed endurance is like how long you can keep up your top speed. Speed is just how fast you can go from point A to point B.
Okay.
So with me being also a sprinter, but also a hurdler, my regimen was different. So it would be like 30 minutes of working on your form for hurdling, also doing like your hurdle workouts. So that would be like maybe 3 hurdles, working on the first 40 meters for your hurdles, or working on a whole set of 10. Because in 110 hurdles, there's 10 hurdles. Or it will be like just basically just making my form better, perfecting it more. And then I will go to a sprinter's workout. So basically it'll either be block starts, like 150 repeats, 200 repeats, a 250, 200, 150. So it's just like, and then most of my coaches, they was coaching me from track and football. So I had the same coaches. Okay. So also.
So they knew how to make and break you already. There was already a foundation set.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was already a foundation set, and they was harder on me because I got positioned. Well, I got set the leadership role at like an early age, like an early year. So like
A lot of pressure.
yeah, kind of sort of, because they was looking at me like all the guys, because most of the guys I was cool with, they graduate before me.
Okay.
So like around my junior year, there was a whole bunch of seniors, but they was looking at me like you the
Like,
one
like,
that's
who the,
senior.
like who the fuck? Go ahead.
No, you good. You good.
No, my bad. No. So when I hear a story, and this is my problem, I need to work on it, y'all. But no, when I hear some, I immediately ask because also I got the attention span of a squirrel. But like the picture you painted, like I had already assessed, so they were probably looking at him youngin, been in this position, this spot for a while. I'm older than him, and I probably played this sport. Like, who the fuck is this? That's what I was thinking, but apparently that was not the case.
I mean, really, I wouldn't say that wasn't the case, but it's more so like I proved myself.
All right.
I'm big on.
Made your statement. That's what your coach had said.
Yeah.
Is okay, say it. My bad. Go ahead.
It's like, even my family put this in me. They was like, prove yourself no matter what. They was like, nobody gonna give you respect. You gotta come in that room. You gotta command your respect. That's the thing that they instilled in me. Also, my coaches said the same thing. They was like, nobody gonna give you that W. You gotta take it for yourself, and you gotta eat for it. Nobody's gonna give you that plate. You gotta take it all. So that's how I like came into the leadership role. They were seeing like, oh, he's serious about this. He take this more serious than everybody. And I was really like also, even though I was a hurler, I was like one of the fastest on my team. And I was like, yo, I ain't playing. I like winning, but I love losing.
Competitive.
No, I hate losing more than I
like
love winning. So it's like, yo, when we get out here, I'm trying to dominate everybody. That's how I am. Even within powerlifting, that's how I am. I like.
We're gonna bring that to. Anyway, so go ahead. Yeah.
That's just how I've been. I'm very competitive. Like I don't care. Like really, real talk. I don't care if you my grandma in a game of Uno. If you're going against me, hey, let's get it.
No, let me start here. No,
if you're going against me, there's no remorse. There's no mercy. That's just how I've been.
You know what? You gave me some great for the back end. So anyway, being introduced to the realm of fitness. So I'm assuming that probably started in high school. So here's why I ask. Everybody that did a sport in high school, you did gym in high school, right? Like,
yeah.
So I have to ask. I've asked everybody this. So in the gym room, we're in the weight room with your coaches. Was there always a little funky ass graph in the scale based on weight and age, and it said what numbers you should hit, and that's how they trained y'all on your training regime? Outside of the sets and circuits you had to do, but as far as weight training, is that how y'all like kind of trained?
Actually, no.
Oh,
I
really?
was very thankful because I started in the gym when I was like in between 12 and 13 because during your 8th grade year, you meet your high school coaches so you can start building a relationship with them.
Okay.
My coach at the time was Coach Till.
Okay.
Big dude. We used to call him John Cena because literally he looked like John Cena. Big white dude.
It's just that
Probably
y'all
like
could see
five,
him on this one. Yeah, no, I'm fucking with you. Yeah, go ahead.
but
Yeah.
probably like he was probably like 5'8", 5'7", but he was ripped. But he always put the weight room is going to take you places in your sport. No matter what sport you're training for, the weight room's going to take you. So he was big on, we want you to get stronger. We want you to get like stronger, more durable, just tougher from the weight room.
Okay.
So that's like he put that in our minds. So basically, he was training us like we would do the squat, bench, power cleans. Those were the main three we would train on.
Squat, bench, and power cleans.
So we wasn't really deadlifting. We
Okay.
was doing squat, bench because when you're training in an athletic standpoint, you're
They
trying
don't
to be
touch that
more,
at all?
not really. You're trying to
Okay.
be more so explosive. It's more so you want to be
Okay.
more explosive and powerful,
Okay.
whatever position you're in. So that's really what they train us on. And then the accessories, they would make us. They'll have a set of accessories for us.
Allow me this quick question. So, and again, just you ever thought about like before you before powerlifting or whatever, like did you like want to take this like maybe to a pro level? So you see, I don't know, I'm not sport oriented at all.
Yeah,
I'm just going based on physique, build, and just what you have spoken out. But did you ever want to take it to a pro level between I guess your track or football? If that question makes sense.
Actually, I always had a dream I wanted to go to the Olympics, but I guess God has a different plan for me.
Okay.
Cause I always want to go to the Olympics, and really, I went to college. It was like a D3 college, but I mean, still getting to a collegiate level for any sport is, I commend anybody for that, cause it ain't easy. So
You got that hunger about you. Damn, I call it that dog. But I recognize that when you had made your statement a couple of minutes back. That's all I was saying. But you see a lot of really strong, if this makes sense, really strong athletes with that mindset. That's why I asked you. I said, damn. But anyway, neither here nor there. That was just for my curiosity and something to talk about for the audience. So now we're gonna get to the potatoes before we get to the meat. So your aspect of fitness. So how long have you been in the gym? So you said since you were 13. So about 11 years, because you said it since you were 12, 13, and 24?
yeah, so basically, I've been in the gym since 13, all the way up to I had to stop for a moment because hip injuries.
Okay.
So my junior year of high school, I had this hip injury called apophyseal hip avulsion. So it's basically
That is a mouthful, but yeah.
when they told me, I was like, oh, what the what? I was like, huh?
Yeah.
So basically, it's where you have ligaments that connects to your pelvic bone.
Okay.
So what happened was, this was an indoor track meet. I came out the blocks, and I guess my body wasn't ready for it. How powerful I came out, my whole ligament just broke a piece of my pelvic bone.
Oh Lord.
When
How long was?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I mean like my body was like, sit your ass down.
Okay.
I could not get up. I could not walk. That was probably like on a scale of 1 to 10. That shit was probably like a 20.
Okay.
I was in so much pain. My coach had to pick me up and walk me off the track.
Bro, how long was your recovery?
Really, to be honest, they said it was supposed to be like 4 months. I recovered in 2 months.
Okay, so
Before my outdoor track season.
Okay, and you still went back to training?
Yeah.
If I had a hat goes off to you. Only reason, cause bro, I by the grace of God, powers that be, I've never hurt myself in any lifting I've ever done. But like I've seen torn ligaments, broken hands, broken bones. Like my hat goes off to people who still, regardless if it is lifting or a sport, that still want to come in and get it. That says a lot about mindset, and it actually says a lot about that individual versus another individual.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But no. So anyway, your aspects of fitness, like, what are some of your big takeaways from it since you have been training since you were young? Only reason I ask because, I didn't get in the gym right until I joined the military, but I was an adult.
Yeah.
So when again, just saying this, but when I see certain youngins like in the gym now, it's kind of like, in my time, at your age and even younger, you didn't see people in the gym like that unless they were athletes. Now you see you see skateboarders, you see the nerds, you see the cosplayers, the gamers, you see all people from all walks of life in the gym. So my thing is like for you, like what are some of the big takeaways since you started so young? Like, and how about this? What do you like about fitness and what do you dislike about it?
What I love about fitness is like it's a paradise.
Okay.
For me, it's like this is my happy place. This is like therapy. I remember it's just like what my coach told me one time. He was like, all that shit that goes on outside the gym, leave it at the door.
Okay.
When you're in here, you're just worried about your workout.
Okay.
And it's just like, I feel like I can clear my head in here. I feel like when I'm working out, a weight is lifted off my shoulders. If I got something that my mind has been dawning on for a while, and I'm just in here, for those 2 hours, I feel perfect. I feel fine. I feel like I'm on top of the world really in those 2 hours. Now what I hate about fitness is the rest days. Cause I love getting after it. I'm that type of person like, I gotta get after it. I gotta go. I'm hungry. I gotta get it.
In a sense, it's more therapeutic for you too.
Yeah.
It's not just feeding your body, but it's feeding something else. Say less, I understand. So now we're gonna get to the meats. No Diddy. Now let me stop. I'm sorry. So powerlifting. So when the 5 W's, I guess, who, what, when, and why? Like what introduced you to powerlifting, if that makes sense.
So I've been wanting to do it since I was like 20.
Okay.
But at that time, I didn't know where to go, who to ask. I ain't know the know-abouts about it. I ain't know anything. So what really introduced me to it was two of my favorite lifters, Jamal Browner and Russ Swoll.
Hey,
I love those two guys.
All right.
So those
A lot
two,
of saved videos on YouTube, I'd imagine. Now let me stop. Go ahead.
No,
yeah.
you ain't lying. Actually, I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a moment. So like, those two, I seen Jamal Brown just deadlift 1,000 pounds. So I was like, oh shit, that look fun as hell. I want to try it.
That's what you said when you saw that. You said that
Yes.
look fun as hell.
It was like my eyes just brightened up. I was like, I really want to
dude
try
bleeding
that.
from the mouth and shit, and you still said, I want to do. Go ahead.
I was
yeah.
like, I really want to try that. That looks fun.
Okay.
And so I seen Russ, I was like, oh yeah, that's something. And then when I stopped running track because my hip injuries and not being in the gym for like 2 years,
Sorry, brother.
that really just,
You was in a mental.
yeah. I was like in an identity crisis. I was like, okay, I'm not just this guy that's been playing sports his whole life, that's been doing sports in the gym his whole life. I need to figure out
Keep it going.
who I am outside of that. And I was sitting down in my room one day and I was like, how can I bring...
Can we keep going? We at the 15-minute mark. Can we keep going?
Yeah,
Say less, say less.
we keep going.
I know a lot of people when they say yes, motherfucker, it's the social anxiety, y'all.
No, you good.
And the camera's still going, so we good, we good. I would have been like, Vonn, hold on, let me just motherfucker. I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm so sorry.
So I was just like, what can bring that competitive hunger back? What can bring that competitiveness back? And I was just sitting down and asking myself. And then all of a sudden, the next day, I seen Jamal Brown and Russ Swoll, and I was like, so you telling me you can compete just from lifting weights? I was like, I need to figure out how to do that.
So the concept of being a competitor in weightlifting is probably what I'm trying to make it make sense. The concept of being a competitor in weightlifting is what reignited that fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So basically, it's a funny story because it deals with Idris. So it's a funny story.
you hear that, coach? Giving you your flowers now. Let me start. Yeah.
So this is about like last year. I got in the gym like a year or two ago. So I was in the gym just working out. I seen this big dude, just this big guy. And I was just like, damn, that's a swole ass motherfucker right there. It's just like, damn. So then
this bullshit. Now let me start.
So then one day he came up to me, he was like, damn, bro, all you do is fucking leg days. I looked at him, I was like, man, if you don't get out here with that. So then it was like, the more he started talking, the more I was able to start warming up to him. And so then
The trust thing, I get it. Like, motherfucker, who is you? You big and all, but I get it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
that's exactly how I was like, bro, this big joker right here, just like, what the hell? So then one day he just came up to me, he was like, have you ever thought about powerlifting? So then I was like, I thought about it, but I don't know who to go to. So then me and him was having more conversations on that, and he was like, one day, he was like, when you ready, just let me know. So then
okay.
I took like a couple weeks, talked it over with myself. I talked it over with a close friend of mine. I called my mom about it, and I was like, yo, mom, what you think about me powerlifting? She was like, first thing she said was, you know how your hip is? And I was
Yeah.
like, mom, I know
That's
how
how
my hip
parents
is.
are when they love their children. Yeah, especially hats off to you, mama. Anyway, go ahead.
So that,
I'm a
yeah.
mama's boy.
Oh, I am too.
Okay,
I
say
love
that.
my mama.
Okay.
Like she's like my best friend. Real talk. I can talk to her about anything. So she was like, you know how your body is. You know how your hip is. I don't want you to mess up your hip again and go through what you went through mentally and emotionally.
Ah, she recognized that's a good parent. So mentally she recognized where your state of mind was, and she didn't want to see her son go back to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
So then I was like, it's good. I know the things my track coach showed me. I know how to keep my hip from doing what it did. I just know how to keep myself together better. And I had the knowledge now. I had more of the knowledge of how to do it. So then around the summertime, I was like, I told him straight up, I was like, yo, when I get my money right, I got you. I want to start. I was like, give me September. I started in September, we started training.
How
So
long was my bad, brother? How long was the regime? Was it 8 weeks, 16, 24?
So really, he started me on a solid 8-week program,
Okay.
and then he did that next 8-week program led up to my first competition in January.
We'll get to that. I got you. So only reason I asking that. So I learned different things. Like I know some people really don't get on the platform with their coaches until they're like. I've seen people wait 6 months. That's why I specifically asked, because like, and I'll bring it full circle. Forgive me.
No, you-
But like I always like to ask, like, okay, like prime example, your first 8 weeks of training, you starting powerlifting. Where was your head at, and what was your mindset at in the first block, the first 8 weeks?
So the first 8 weeks is more so of a learning experience. It was the first 3 weeks was like a very humbling experience for me,
Okay.
because I was learning the language of powerlifting, like RPEs. He was talking to me about RPEs. I was like, the fuck is an RPE? I was like, huh? He explained that
Reggie?
more. I was like, huh? So I was like, he was explaining to me the language. He was explaining to me the techniques and everything. He knew I had a good base with squatting and deadlifting. Actually, I actually self-taught myself how to sumo deadlift.
Okay.
Just by, that's where the saved videos come in.
we gonna touch on that as far as the numbers. There's a specific question I'll ask you, but don't worry, we'll get to that in just a second. I got you, but go ahead.
So it was more so he was teaching me the technique, the language, the cadence that they do for each lift. So then after those first 8 weeks, that next 8 weeks is what led up to my first comp, because he was like, he felt like since I've been in the gym and I'm more experienced than a lot of people that started powerlifting from just knowing my body and everything, he was like, this next 8 weeks is gonna lead up to your first meet. And I was like, oh, so you put me on the platform this early. I was excited though.
That lit something.
It
in
was
you.
like,
anime moment, just first Super Saiyan. The
Yes.
first sign of going Super Saiyan, huh?
Yes.
Everyone, yep. Nah, I'm sorry. Before we go to that next block, right? So and I ask everybody this who train the 3 compound lifts. Out of the squat, the bench, and the deadlift, what is your favorite to do?
my favorite to do, I love squatting.
Okay.
But I'm better. My best one is deadlifting, but I love squatting since I was like 13 years old. When I first got introduced to it, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And it's just like in my head, I was like, one day I just want to squat 500 pounds.
Well, no. So only reason I ask, so I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna bring it back full circle. A lot of people, I didn't know this, but a lot of people don't realize, like, if you are a more than proficient squatter, if that makes sense, then all of your other lifts follow. Apparently, for men, the science behind it, the testosterone is in our quads and all that other stuff. So the more we engage in and activate it, basically it benefits us on the deadlift and on the bench. Now, obviously, there's other training regimes you got to do, but
Yeah.
if you are a more than proficient squatter, then 9 times out of 10, you're a well-rounded powerlifter. Anyway, continue. I apologize. The 8 to 16 week program.
Actually, before that, to touch on that, that's actually true, because like dealing with bench, leg drive, the stronger your legs are, the better your leg drive can be. So the better you can like
So I heard
just
right
move
then.
the weight. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's actually true. So the second 8 weeks, it was just like I was just in go mode. I was just nothing, hungry. Nothing would stop me. Nothing, family, friends, nobody. You couldn't stop me. My mind was just set. Everything I did for those 8 weeks was just set on that meet because we had the meet in mind, already signed up and everything. And I was
January?
Like, yeah, it was January 20th.
What federation, brother?
365 right now. He want me to do 365 so I can get the experience. But after my next, I'm probably gonna do one more meet in this federation, and then we're gonna make the choice between Powerlifting America, because that's where all the big dogs is at.
Okay.
And I love competition.
And you want to be amongst it?
Oh yeah,
All right.
I want to be amongst the big dogs. It's either Powerlifting America or USAPL.
Okay.
One of those. We're gonna have a sit down talk after this next meet, and we're gonna decide on that.
When is it? The next meet?
He said around February.
Hey man, if you allow me to come out to that. I support whether it's strongman, Olympic lifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding. I have a case of donuts with me, but if you allow me to come out to that.
Oh, you definitely can.
Yeah,
you definitely can.
Anyway, so week 9 all the way to 16, all the way up into the comp. So I have a question. Did you learn about peak week in that regime? Oh, go ahead.
Actually, he taught me about so first he said your body will feel a little bit fatigue around. So the thing with peaking, your body's gonna start feeling fatigue first. That's when you know that RPE scale is working, because your body's gonna feel fatigue around week 5, week 6.
Okay.
Week 7, it's like, okay.
Well, you did 8 weeks of peak week.
No, I didn't do 8 weeks. I only did 1 week.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. I was gonna say, damn, but anyway.
I did like 1 week of peak week, and then it was like in my head, it was just like knowing that meet. It's just for even just mentally knowing that meet's coming up. Even though you're fatigued, you're just like, oh, it's coming. I need to be ready. It's coming. So like peak week, I did like 1 week peak week, and then I took a week off before the meet, and then I just recovery, small things, nothing too crazy. Like recovery, small things, accessories, just keeping up my strength, making sure I'm eating the same way I've been eating the whole time.
But the mindset was still the same. I'm ready. I'm gonna go more. All right, go ahead.
So with that, the week of the meet, it was just like, oh yeah, it's here. It's here. It's just, I'm ready. It's just that whole week from Friday, so leaving to Friday, because you got to check in the day before.
The weigh-ins and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go.
So just leaving on Friday, it was like, it's here. I was nervous, but that just means when I tell people, they be like, oh, I'm nervous. Because I coach football and track for Spring Lake Middle School.
We're going to touch on that too.
Athletes,
I got you. Yeah.
Like, they be like, I'm nervous, Coach Vonn. I be like, that means you're alive. That means you're alive.
I'll take that. All right, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
That's just what I tell them. That means you're alive. Feel that, channel that, use it. So I was telling myself the same thing. Feel it, understand it, channel it, use that emotion. And that's what I did. And it was a fun meet. And it was just like, damn, I want to do this again.
Okay. So the day of the meet, like and you kind of touched on it, but this is me trying to go more in depth, so bear with me, brother. So the day of the meet, like you said that you had the jitters, and from my understanding, had the jitters and all that other stuff. But what was your mindset, like when the first 3 lifts that you did for your squat? Like, what was your mindset? Reason why I asked, because apparently from what I was told, offline and even on in interviews, the squat is what sets the tone for the rest of your meet. So with that, so how about this? What were your openers? Like what were your? So we'll discuss all 3. So what were your numbers? Your 3 numbers for the squat?
My openers for squat was 425.
Damn! Go ahead. Yeah. Oh my God.
Actually,
my lower back hurt. I'm finna fall. Oh, I'm coming, Elizabeth. God damn!
So.
Oh, okay. 420.
The funny story with the 425 squat, I know this other coach, he asked me, he was like, hey, what's your opener for squat? I said 425. He said, damn, he's doing more than you. He pointed at his athlete, said, he's doing more than you, cuz. I was like,
I would have walked out.
Yeah, I was like, shit, I ain't mean for him to put his athlete on the spot. But yeah, we started at 425, and when I mean that shit shot like a rocket, it shot like a rocket.
So if you did, what was your second one?
455.
And what was your?
So he was like, my coach.
You do 5?
Nah.
Okay, I was finna be like.
I ain't do 5. He was like, it's your first meet. I just want you to get a taste.
Okay.
He was like, we gonna leave some pounds off the bar. So he was like, do 475.
Okay.
When I mean that shit shot over ease, I was in my head like, bro, you should let me get that 5.
Okay.
I was like, come on, I'm hungry for that 5. Let me hit it.
Okay.
So then for bench is like my weak area. I started
that's fine. I'm only proficient at bench. If you were the reason why I said damn, because if and when you see me post about my powerlifting, you gonna laugh like, what the fuck is that? But now, don't. You good? Trust me. If a lot of people prefer you to be more proficient at the squat and deadlift than you are bench. Bench, in its own self, is bragging rights, but taking a certain amount of weight, putting on your back, squatting it, or lifting it off the ground is way more impressive than bouncing it off your chest or settling it. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's just my 2 cents. Continue.
So bench, it was like I think it was either 215. Yeah,
Okay.
it was 215. Then no, it was actually 205, and then 215, and then we jumped up to 236.
Okay.
I would have had that 236. They said my butt came up a little bit,
son of a
so it
bitch,
was
okay.
like it was there. I just need to clean up some technique, just doing some cleanup work. Now deadlifts, that's when I had everybody. Everybody was looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid?"
Okay. Okay.
I started out. If I'm
Birdman
being
mean
honest,
just.
I started out either at I think I started at 525 on deadlifts, and everybody was like,
I'm coming, Elizabeth.
What?
My soul hurt.
they was looking at me like, "What the hell?"
So
is
that's
wrong with
4
this kid?"
reds and a green, right? No, you said five. Wait, 525?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's 4 reds and a green, right?
I think so.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
Sumo
that's
commit-
4 reds and a green.
No, we'll touch on this after the numbers. I got you. But 525. What was the next numbers?
Yeah, 525 and 536.
Okay.
I actually failed 536 because they said it was a change of direction, and I was like,
What does that
"Bullshit."
even? What does that even mean?
I was like, what y'all even mean? They said, so that was my first time using a kabuki bar. That's what they call it. It's where it has like all that whiplash and everything.
Okay.
That was my first time using it. So I guess the whiplash kind of like threw me off a little bit, and it like made me seem like I was going back down with it. When I mean they did that, they pissed me off. My coach was like, oh shit. Y'all done pissed them off.
Okay.
And it's like, he was looking at me like, you know how it feels. Go ahead and get it. And then plus my mama was there. My mama was like, she was looking at my brother. She was like, they done pissed Vonn off. She was like, I know that look. She was like, he about to fuck shit. He about to fuck some shit up.
And you did, didn't you?
So he jumped up to 540.
Okay.
Really, the max was supposed to be 5. It was supposed to be like 535, 539.
So when they say you didn't get, let me clarify something. They gave you red dots, or did they give you two in a?
They gave me 2 red dots and 1 white.
Okay.
Because it changed
I was going to
direction.
say, like, wait a minute, you got that mad over 2 white? But anyway, sorry, go ahead. But I mean, that's good though. I
Yeah.
mean, 'cause it sounds like nobody can critique you harder than you. So that's actually a good thing. That's a level of resiliency. But anyway, I apologize.
I'm big on myself.
Okay.
Like I'm hard on myself. Nobody else ain't gotta be hard on me because I'm hard. I'm the hardest person. When it comes to me, I'm the hardest person on myself.
Say less.
So he threw on 540, and he was just like, I ain't go. He didn't tell me the number until I seen it up on like the
board,
projector.
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I like this.
Okay.
And when I mean, I was like foaming at it's like a rabid dog.
Mm-hmm.
So it's,
We're good. I'm just going. I'm not going to annoy you. But like, can we keep going?
Yeah.
You're like, yes, motherfucker. Let me stop.
So
going.
it's
Yeah.
like you can picture it was like a rabid wolf just ready to go. And when I mean
Found your prey and everything.
when I mean that shit moved, everybody was like, they should have put more on the bar. And it moved. It's just the fact is though, like I know myself. It's like when I'm angry, when I'm mad, it's just like nothing else matters except accomplishing that goal.
So
Especially
you
when
know
I'm
how to
angry,
channel
man.
that energy.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that says a lot. This is just me, but that also says a lot because a lot of people a lot of people can't channel emotion and still fuel it into logic. A lot of people would have threw a temper tantrum. You know, fuck this federation, fuck y'all. You didn't do that. You still locked in. You stayed focused. I
Well,
commend that.
it's more so like from my younger years, because I used to have anger issues, and I had to go like take anger management classes, because I used to be that kid. I used to be like, fuck this shit, throw everything around, punch stuff. I used to be that kid.
Okay.
So from those younger years to now, I know the difference. I know how to be like, I'm angry. I just need to go cool off. Let me go sit my butt down somewhere before I do something
You
that shit
snap.
I
You-
shouldn't do.
I
Let me
got
just
you.
go sit down somewhere because I got too much to lose right now. I got too much to prove and I have too much to lose right now.
Okay.
So I'll be like, Vonn, just go cool off.
Got you.
So, and then plus it's big on with sports. My coaches taught me how to channel all that emotions, because they'll be like, one of my coaches, Coach Bobby, I love Coach Bobby to this day. He was like, you're too damn emotional. He had to sit down with me. He was like, you're too damn emotional. You're a great athlete. You're a great hard worker, but you let your emotions get the best of you. And I was like, you're right. So I started working on it. I started just being like, when I would want to get angry and be mad, it's just like, it's just a stepping stone. Let's go, keep going. It's just a stepping stone. Let's get it. You're gonna have failures. You're gonna have mess ups, but that doesn't tell who you are as a person. You always got to keep going. Always got to persevere. You always got to be resilient in whatever you want, cause it ain't easy. You got to earn it.
So the day of the comp, once you got done, I'm gonna say all that bullshit, because that's gonna be my thought. I'm green, brother. I have yet, and I'm working on that. But at the end of the day, you can't say you are something unless you do it. But that's for another time. Anyway, after all that bullshit you done went through, so like, what did you feel, man? So you had your coach there, you had your family. They saw that. Like, what was the level of accomplishment from your first meet, brother? Like, what was that internal feeling, bro?
So it's a funny story. I actually got second place because of my bench.
Okay.
And when I mean
That bothered you just a tad bit?
bothered me. It bothered me.
Not
I
even a
mean,
tad. All right. Okay.
It bothered me. It was like in my head, and it's like I was like, damn. But I ain't gonna lie, dude was strong for bench, but I whooped his ass in everything else. I
You
beat
heard that? Now let me stop. Because if you see the video, be like, all right, bitch, I owe you one. All right, the next week, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I beat him in deadlifts and squats, but bench he got me. So I was like, okay, that's something I need to work on. I was mad. I got second place. A funny thing, I have it hanging up in my room saying, I have a note beside it like, don't let this shit happen again.
Damn.
That's what I mean by I'm hard on myself. I had it just in the room saying, I have it in the room when I wake up. As soon as I wake up out of bed, I'm looking straight at it. It's like, don't let this shit happen again. So that's just like motivation for me. Like, even though bench is my weakest, we gonna work on it. We gonna come in after that, we gonna work on it. Now, after that competition, it was just like, literally, after that day, I was like, okay, we did this. We had success. We did this. Back to work. Let's go. I took that week off. After that, it was just like, back to work. Let's go. That's in the past. Let's get it.
This light bulb, forgive me, but it didn't go off until now. But I realized that. So you did all this with I say relatively fresh, because that injury was still at least 2 to 3 years old. The one that you did when you were in track.
Yeah, it happened when I was my junior year. So I was like 17. I was 17.
Oh no, I am. So don't ever ask me to do your math problem. And the only reason I asked, so how did you adjust after your injury going into powerlifting? So I know you took 2 years off. Okay, duh. Definitely don't trust me to do no math problems. But anyway, I know you took a certain amount of time off. Like, did that injury? Did it ever play into your training as far as function, mobility, or strength? Like, ever since somebody who's never had an injury in training for a sport versus somebody who has, I know the regime is different, and I know there's limitations.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. So did you ever like run into those after that you took your break and coming into powerlifting?
No, cause I know.
My bad. Did that question even make sense?
No, it makes sense.
Okay,
I
yeah.
understand. It makes sense. It's more so no. It's just like I know sometimes like if like for example, if I'm walking around too much, I can feel it just like tightening up a little bit, and that's like, okay, let me go sit down for a moment. Let me just like I'll just go sit down for a moment, just let it like the tightness go away, cause it's like your ligaments run all the way down here and it runs up to your lower back. So I can feel it in my hip, and then sometimes it's a dull pain. It's not like how it used to be, but it's a dull pain.
Like sharp and shit?
Yeah, it used to be like sharp. It used to be like someone stabbing me.
Gotcha.
But that's when it was like still fresh. But it's like a dull pain. So like sometimes it'll be in my hip and it'll just run up to my lower back. So it's just like I can manage it. Well, I have a high pain tolerance anyway. So it's like even though people think the shit hurt, it's like I'm good. I can keep going, but it's just like I know my body, and it's like when it's like a certain amount of pain, it's like, okay, let me go sit down before I re-aggravate it. So I'll just go sit down, ice it, ice bath, constant recovery. That's the biggest thing. Just making sure I'm keeping up on my recovery.
I got you. So another thing that I want to ask, so same format I asked you about when it came to fitness. So what are some things you like about powerlifting, and what are some things you dislike about powerlifting?
What I like about powerlifting is just the community. It seems very supportive. It's very supportive. Like whether you're a beginner, whether you're a pro, you're elite, it's very supportive. It's like something people can just kumbaya with.
Okay.
What I dislike is, oh shoot, that is a good question. It's more so like I I don't really know what I dislike about it yet because I'm still fresh to it.
Still a little green. Got you. Got you.
So it's just like I'll probably figure that out as I go, as I venture on more into it. But I guess it's just more so just yeah, I'll figure it out.
I got you.
I
I
don't
got
have
you.
no dislikes about it yet, but I'll probably have one soon.
No. So here's why I ask. Everybody's journey is different. Now again, what you decide to bring to your interview and tell the audience, that's on you. This it's not like it's a therapy session or anything,
Yeah.
but I've learned a lot. Like, so I've had people from all walks of life. Okay, so all jokes aside, like gangsters, thugs used to be drug addicts, this, that, and the third, and they told their story. And when they told their story, and I asked them that question, depending on the walks of life that they came from, they'll say, hey, this is what I like about powerlifting, but this is what I dislike. I'm pretty sure they're associating it with what they already went through in life. That's just my
Yeah.
perception of it. But at the end of the day, I don't want you to dislike anything about powerlifting.
Oh, yeah.
And like prime example, if somebody I'm not a bodybuilder. I couldn't. Again, I've interviewed bodybuilders, powerlifters, all that. Between Olympic lifting, strongman, and powerlifting, I've learned to have a disdain for bodybuilding. Reason being is because there's way more politics to me.
Yeah.
To me, there's way more politics that go into bodybuilding than those other three that I mentioned. Because at the end of the day, I cannot take away from the fact that you're strong. I cannot take away from the fact that you benched this weight, squatted it, or deadlifted it. You can't do that in bodybuilding. But that's why I asked in that format, because again, it's like I want to hunt the good stuff in every weightlifting sport, if that makes sense. I got a bodybuilder that I'm interviewing this week, and I'm hoping that with this person and the other bodybuilders that I interview, they help me change my perspective. But anyway, bringing it full circle, I hope you never find anything to dislike about it. It's just you've been lifting for a while. It's not like you've been doing this for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
And you put yourself like at a pedestal like everybody else. No, you have experiences in this. Whether it was your high school regime, your child life, teen life, or adult life, you have put blood, sweat, tears, recovery. You put all that into this. So that's why I asked in that format. So with that being said, like, have you ever thought, for content purposes and conversation purposes, have you ever thought about trying other things outside of powerlifting, or is this something you know for a fact you want to stick with?
I know powerlifting, this is something I know for a fact that I want to stick with.
Okay.
I would like to, when I get older, create like the business aspect out of it, like create my own team, coaching.
Own gym?
Like, yeah, owning the own gym, coaching it. Well, not even just powerlifting. I want to be able to coach multiple things. Because I can coach track, I can coach football. I want to be able to be knowledgeable. I'm that type of person. I love being knowledgeable of multiple things and being able to help others. It puts a smile on my face when I'm able to help this person reach their goal, help this person reach their goal. It makes me, like, it gives me a warm feeling when I'm able to do that.
So allow me to touch on this, brother. Again, this is if you want me to cut the interview, I can. But allow me to touch on this, you as a coach. So you've trained, what age ranges have you trained? And you're also a personal trainer too, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna touch on both at the same time. I promise I'll bring it full circle. So what's it like being a coach, like training young adults to grown ass men and women? Which one's harder, the young adult, the kids, or the adults?
You want to be honest? The adults.
Okay, so from your perspective, why is that? Because we already know everything.
Because the adults are stubborn. They're very stubborn. And they think, I've been doing this for so long, I got it all put together. And it's like, I understand that, but let me switch your perspective.
So you've ran into some difficulties.
And then the thing is, on my coaching staff at Spring Lake, I'm the youngest coach out of all of them.
Okay.
So I'm able to connect with the kids more. I have experiences, like, there's this one kid, he got anger issues. And I'm able to talk to him because it's like I see myself in him. And it's like, I'm able to talk to him as I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
So it's like, we have this trust, we have this relationship that I tell them, when I'm taking them home and stuff like that, because some of the athletes, they ask me to take them home,
Gotcha.
I'm like, outside of the football field, outside the track practice, outside the track field, I'm Big Brother Vonn to y'all.
Okay.
On that, at practice, I'm Coach Vonn. But outside that, I'm giving y'all knowledge. You can come to me about anything. You can ask me any questions.
Is it hard to separate I'm not gonna call it a persona. It's who you are. But is it hard to separate that when you're coaching and when you're training, or do they all kind of intertwine perfectly? If that makes sense.
I would say they kind of intertwine a little bit. It's like some stuff I got to keep out. Like when I'm training, like myself, I can be more intense because it's me. Sometimes I can be intense with the kids, but I have to reel myself in and be like, hold on now, they're still young adults. They haven't even hit high school yet.
Okay.
You don't wanna introduce them to powerlifter Vonn. You wanna keep Coach Vonn. So
The one that foams at the mouth and
yeah,
shit.
you don't want to introduce. They know,
yeah.
but they know I'm competitive. They know it. They know I'm competitive. They see it, and it kind of like rubs off on them. They like, yeah. Like I tell my athletes during football season, I'm like, hey, I know he bigger, but you got to run through his face. You got to run through his face. You want to win? You want us to be up on the scoreboard? He got to be on the ground.
Him out. Yeah,
yes,
I got you.
You got to run him over.
Okay.
And it's like, I'll commend you. I'll commend you for fighting and everything. But it's like, if we got to win, everybody else has to lose. That's just how it is.
Oh, boy, that competitive. That hat goes out to y'all. Allow me to touch on this as well. So, I assume maybe it's because of the injury, but your stance. Do you prefer conventional? Do you prefer sumo over? I'm asking. Prefer sumo over conventional because of the hip injury, or is it just a more beneficial stance for you when you lift?
Well, actually, my Idris old coach and Idris, they both was like, because of your body frame, and basically he was like, use the talent God gave you. He was like,
Okay.
You have a longer torso, you have longer limbs, it'll help you out more. That's when I really changed my mindset, because I used to be that person like, oh, sumo's cheating. It's not cheating. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body's built different. It's like you can't get mad because this dude is able to do sumo because he has stronger quads, he has good hip mobility. You can't be mad at him for that. He's a longer body. It would be worse for him to have doing conventional. You can't be mad at them for that.
I think they just. Well, I'm probably gonna get crucified when they get to this part. Maybe in their own way they're just hating, but again, if
It's definitely hating.
like
I can tell you
motherfucker, if how tall are you if you don't mind me asking?
I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
Okay, so it's always the motherfuckers who are like 5'6", and but see, I know, oh Lord, I just
Oh my God. Oh, they're not gonna like that. They're not gonna like
it's
that.
over for me in this channel.
They're not gonna like
No,
that. Actually,
but-
I'll say, I don't care. It is the short motherfuckers that be like, oh, sumo's cheating. I'm like, bro, you can't help the fact that that's how his body is. That's his genetics.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and you know what? I'm not gonna pick a side, but it's just I'll say this because I do agree. It's just something that I notice is always people with shorter frame, but like for me, like people who lifting is you cannot take away from how the motherfucker picked up the weight. You just can't. You can't take that. Okay, good. We on the last. I'm not even gonna start the time. We on the last 15 minutes. But
Okay.
appreciate you. But
oh, no problem, man.
on that aspect, and again, I'm not coming at anybody. It's just when I hear shit like this, it makes me want to get like high heels that breaking strength of 1,000 pounds make you want to put them on right now, deadlift it, and see if you keep that same energy. I know in a perfect world it don't work like that, but it was just I noticed like. So because you said you taught yourself how to do sumo, you got a badass stance, bro. No, badass stance and a badass setup. I'm like, this motherfucker make it look like a movie, but not. But no, it's just.
I like that.
But it was just like you can, regardless if it's sumo or conventional, you can feel the person's presence and how they set up. Now I know some people is a little excessive, and why you need 2 minutes to set up, bro? Like lift the goddamn bar. But anyway, that. But it was. I felt the need to ask that because I thought it may pertain to your injury, but also to you. I'm not gonna do because I know who your coach is, and my audience, they're learning who your coach is. He's very creditable, but it's just like at the end of the day, you cannot take away, regardless if it's conventional or sumo. You can have your opinions about it. I don't look down on it. Maybe I need to start training. I mean, my back wouldn't be so fucked up. That's neither here nor there. But no, I was just curious if that's why you prefer sumo because of your injury. But if it benefits you, and again, y'all, it can't be too fucked up because it's allowed in comp. But
That's what
anyway,
I'm saying. If it's
yeah.
it's basically like if it's allowed, how's it cheating? If they saying you can do it,
But I thank you for giving that a tidbit on there. I was just curious. I think you're not the first person that I've talked to that pulled sumo and comps on my channel. I just again, you have a very interesting, powerful setup. And I said, let me throw that in the pot when I talk to him. In closing to the interview, as we get towards the end of it, so for me and people like me who are still green, we haven't popped the cherry on powerlifting yet. Like, what advice, myself, young or old, what advice would you give powerlifters who want to compete, but they're a little skeptical? They're whatever it is, it's fear, nervousness. Like, what advice would you give to us who haven't powerlifted yet?
throw yourself into the fire. I don't overthink it.
Can I put some water on my body at first and then I'm no.
Just throw yourself into the fire. Like I'm big. I don't know how people are, but I'm a big anime fan. I've been watching this since I was like 12. It's like
What's your favorite anime? I'm sorry.
ooh, that's another topic.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so my top three, I can give you my top three. My top three is Tokyo Ghoul. That's like one anime that resonates. I just love how the way from start to finish. Jujutsu Kaisen and Code Geass.
You saved yourself with that one.
Code
Only reason,
Geass,
only
I
reason
go
I
out.
say that because a lot of I'm a '90s baby. You feel me? So I was hoping you say like Roni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Actually, Cowboy Bebop was my first anime I ever watched.
Hey, you get a pass. No, let me stop. But you were saying for us that's green and advice you'd want to give us?
Just throw yourself in the fire. Do it.
Okay.
If you want to do it, just do it. Like, stop overthinking. Just do it. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, find another avenue. It's just stop holding yourself back. Only person that can hold yourself back is you. Just go ahead and do it.
May I ask you a question on this aspect? Do you think, as far as mindset and nervousness, do you think having that healthy community also plays a huge part in wanting getting on the platform as well? I'm just from your
most
perspective.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because you got people that's backing you. You got people that's like, come on, let's go. I'm here for you 100%. I'm supporting you 100%. It's like, even I want to see people like just do good. I'm never a person to down somebody else. I like whether you're deadlifting 200 pounds, whether you're deadlifting the whole damn world like you're Superman, I'm gonna be right there
Clapping.
come
I
on.
got you.
I love that energy. I'm always gonna be the type of person that wants to give off that energy, that positive energy to the community, because I want to like motivate and inspire people to do this more.
I got you. I'm going to the rapid fire. So typically how I end it, right? There's a rapid fire, I set it for 60 seconds, and it's just 10 questions. After that, we'll end it off on here. Before I start the rapid fire, so moving my channel forward when I get bigger. So you're guest number 32. I got guest number 33. Hopefully, I can't wait to have sit down with this young lady. But I'm trying to put everybody in North Carolina, just in general, on my channel to tell their story. You have a very interesting story. Somebody's gonna watch this interview. It's gonna come out in parts like I'm DJ Vlad or some shit.
Yeah.
But like they're gonna listen to this, and I guarantee you they're gonna be inspired. The community I have on my channel that is growing, like they sit down and surprisingly they watch, which is why I said, all right, you know what? I'm gonna bring more people in here. So with that being said, the idea that I have the next time I bring you on, I'd like to have a sit down with you and your coach. Now, obviously not in this setting. No. Only
That'll
reason.
be funny.
Yeah.
That'll be a funny
So
experience.
only reason I want to do that. So when my channel grows and what I put into it. Like I'm trying to have a round table with mics and shit and just talking to people about it. Also too, by the time I bring you back, you're gonna have more experience in this field. So your perspective may change regardless. I do want to bring you back. You have great energy about yourself. And there's, based on this little tidbit that we just did, good, camera's still going, stop. Yeah. Really embarrassed about that day, oh my God. But based on the tidbit that you've given us, like you have a lot more to bring. A lot of people like to see a lot of returning guests because again, your perspective today, hopefully is more on the lighter side than a darker, but there may be a day you come up in here and be like, hey, nah, this is what I fucking want to address in powerlifting, you know? So, but hopefully you'll come back and tell your story more. Let me stop yapping. Go ahead and hit you with this rapid fire and we'll end it there.
Okay.
Apologize, y'all. Any advice you want to give to us, that people that are green in the fitness realm and the aspect, their fitness journey, what advice would you give people?
Find your way. Find
Okay.
your avenue.
Okay.
And whether it's for you want to be better mentally, physically, emotionally, the gym is not a bad thing. People that there is some few bad apples.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, but it's not bad. You don't have to lift heavy weight like I do. You can you can do bodybuilding. There's so many avenues you can do. Literally.
You should have said CrossFit because you said you could do body.
Well, I was just throwing it out there.
What are they weak? No, I'm fucking with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I said, my perspective on bodybuilding, y'all, it will change. Forgive me. Anyway, I'm sorry, Vonn. I had to do that.
No, you're good. It's just there's so many different avenues you can go through the fitness world, whether it's bodybuilding, CrossFit, you just want to be just healthy. It's just I don't want to just don't steer away from it. There's a lot of people that be like, oh, I'm 40 years old, I haven't hit the gym in forever. What the fuck do I do? It's like there's knowledge on Google. You can search it.
Eat salad and get on that treadmill like everybody else did when they start. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I mean, just start. Just start. Actually, yeah, that's the best thing I could say. Start today. If you just want to be better in all aspects in life, around like physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, just start.
Okay. I got you. Again, thank you. Let me go and hit this clock, and I'll hit you with this rapid fire, all right? 60 seconds start now, and rest day or cheat meal?
Cheat meal.
Conventional deadlift or sumo?
Sumo.
Energy drink or coffee?
Damn, coffee.
Cardio or sauna?
Sauna.
Bulgarian split squat or hip thrust?
Bulgarian split squats.
Bodybuilding or strongman?
Strongman.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Rock and roll or hip hop?
Hip hop.
1 rep max or repetition?
1 rep max.
Fitness model or muscle mommy?
Muscle mommy.
Hey, I fuck with it. Let me go ahead. Vonn, on some real shit. Again, thank you for bringing this energy to my channel. It's going to help someone. I can guarantee you that. And again, like I said before, allow me to bring you back. Idris, a real big shout out to you. Again, you gave this young man his flowers off camera and on camera, so I had to interview him. So thank you for bringing this, I'm gonna call it talent, to my channel. Everybody else, I hope y'all enjoy. But other than that, we are out.